194.
Okay, so grades are going great. Okay. Sweet. Okay, you already there's a note in here about your assignment being due today. I don't know, it just says assignment due. Did you have a big assignment today, do?
QQ5 and
Cool. Um, nice job with the phone order. What was that? Just some happy customer coming back for more or someone who's
my house yesterday.
oh sweet.
She lived in only New York at the time too.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she said she already has like a cut red, but she likes me, so she buy nice. So
Sick. Love it. Can you confirm with me that you did one on Thursday, two on Friday? Uh, no. I can look at it. Let me see.
I think it might have ended up being one. He's kind of smashed it in there. Yeah, so it ended up being one. It was Jen, and then Dwayne canceled, didn't want to redo it with me, but Jim rescheduled for the 27th.
Oh, right. Did you okay, the guy that you weren't sure if the husband if it was just the husband, you were like, I hope it's not just him. So you did one there. The one that was outside, it says you got 10 referrals, but there's only 8 recorded in the app. Your first one at 8 a.m. Remember how you said you had gotten 10 on paper, but she sent, yeah, you got 8 referrals through the app on Friday. Because we were on the phone, remember? And you're like, no way, she did send them. And because you had written, so I wonder if she sent you 8 additionals or if she just sent the same ones through. If you click on, what was her name? Was it the 13th at 8 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
You want to find her in prospects? You are? Does it say that she's canceled?
Yeah.
Uncancel her. And you want to mark completed. It'll auto cancel if you don't mark it completed. And then does it say that it only has 3 there? And there's not a show more or anything, it's just 3. I wonder why it says 8. Okay. All right, cool. And so then on Thursday the 12th, you had it was like kind of a demo as the one 10 minutes long, they cut you short.
Bonus comes in March.
Right. Okay. And then I know I gave you several tips on that Friday call that you haven't had time to implement. How was your days off, by the way? It was mostly school. Yeah. Doing anything fun? No.
Big surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Oh yeah, with the arts and crafts thing, how'd that go?
was great.
Good?
We had a great time.
Cool.
Yeah. Spent like yeah, got her some Panera. I got Chipotle. And she only burnt herself a few times, right? Yep, just a few.
And then Virginia, it says you have 2 on Monday. What times are those?
30, 7:30.
Okay. Bless you. And did you oh, those are intentional because you have class all day. It looks like if you wanted to, you could do a 6 if you wanted to. Are you trying to do that or just stick with what you got? Stick with what you got. Are you excited about those prospects?
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
So at least the first one for sure.
Okay. Um, so my one tip would be just to check in on your referrals. So how's that? You want to ask me for referrals real quick?
Um, So Mrs. Jones, how'd you like my presentation?
It was amazing.
Thanks. She got one more really important part. So I can help you.
Bye.
So as you know, I get paid to show Cutco. Or I can only show Cutco to people that I personally referred to.
Okay.
And I get paid just to show it. So I think that's flip-flops, but whatever.
Fine.
So maybe if you'd be nice enough to jot down 200 to 300 people who might be nice enough to take a look.
Redo that sentence, but take out the weenie words. Well, a weenie word is
Yeah,
maybe.
right.
So just say, so what I really need you to do, and then smile so it doesn't sound aggressive.
So what I really need you to do is jot down 200 to 300 people who you think might be nice enough to take a look.
Do you ask them seriously, or do you feel silly like joking like that, or do you for real let the joke land, or how do you feel when you do that?
No, I'm actually pretty smiley when I do it, and I'm just like seeing what they have to say.
And then normally are they like, do they ever fall for it or no? Okay.
It's like they're like 20's all right.
Okay.
But here's how you can become a sponsor. Once you get 20 people, you'll become a double sponsor and you'll get a free veggie deal. But if you only get 10, you'll still be single sponsors. Now, once I get to 50 sponsors, I'll give you a $150 merchandise reward, which I can put toward my textbooks. I'm sure you remember how much textbooks you were back when you were in college. Now, remember that app we downloaded earlier?
I do.
I don't really have a great standing with this part, but
What do you normally say? You probably paraphrase on the bottom end, right?
yeah, so that app. So it allows you to introduce me to people, and that way you don't have to send a separate email or a separate text to each of them. So whenever you share people with me, it automatically syncs to my phone. Then you'll see, like, obviously I say, so once you get to the share at the bottom, before that, you're gonna want to make sure to allow access to full contacts. Just so you know, if you do click access to full contacts, it's not gonna share anybody with me unless you select all their name. And then it will share with me. So if you click like limited access, it won't let you send anybody over. Just make sure you know it. Click full access, like I really emphasize that because they always click limited access.
Oh, annoying.
I won't see anybody only unless you select them. And then after you share however many people you want to share with me, like 50, like share those 300 people with me. Then it'll allow you to introduce them to me. And what that does is there'll be an introduce button, click that, and it'll like make an automated message and it puts me, whoever you pick to share, and you in group chat. It says fun little message like this is punching in my contact friend. She gets credit just to show it. It's a fun presentation, and you can change it if you want, modify it.
Okay. And then, so I'd wait on the texting thing until after they do the referrals.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. Because like if you put all of it at once, it might confuse them. How good are you about when they say, all right, sent you the Rex? How good are you about pulling open their prospect page and going by one and checking off the emojis next to people's names? You know, like qualifying them.
So wonderful at it, but usually I'll like write it down something about.
Okay. Can I share with you what I did when I was rep? The more info, once I teach you how to call referrals, the more info you have about them, the better. But it'll get hard. Bunch of notes conjumbled, on things. So I put the notes in the notes section of the vector impact thing, but it's probably the most important part till after you get them. I always said, thank you so much. And I just want to know a little bit more about them. And I go, who here is a homeowner that you know for sure? Mark them off, like in that moment, or write down the two that are not married. And then, do you know what the cake should represent? So not anymore. On page 15, we changed it so that it says on your manual, good job. So what you're really looking for is you'd say, who here makes above average income? And then you want the cake marked 30 to 64 next to the people who have above average income. because it was age when you were new. But now that you're seeing people, you all you really care about is money, house. Even if they're single, it's okay to see them if they're loaded and have a house and they like to cook. That's a key part of the demo. So like you want to take pride in qualifying 100% of your referrals when they don't cut you off at the end. That's what I'd recommend. Um, and your recs sound great. Just remember that getting it down pat, you know how when you study for a test, you can learn the info just to test and then you forget it, or you can learn the info and it's in your long-term memory. You want those recs, that rec script to be like implanted in your long term. Do you feel like it's there yet or not yet?
Second part is kind of just like knowing through with that, like, because you can tell me they see different things, like
Yeah.
everybody else, like, they all tell me they see different stuff on that app, so it's kind of like, all right, we'll tell them what to do right now, so,
You ever have them show you?
yeah, but never.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, I think definitely first part and second part.
Okay. How often are you asking people, who do you know from Jacksonville? Okay.
But I already talked to her.
Okay. Um, are you close to any of your professors?
Um, one of them, sure.
Do you see her like weekly?
I have her lessons. She's not at school any of this. It's not,
Bummer. And you're not close with any of the professors you have right now? Okay. Got you.
Try for English professor. Other than that,
Okay. Um, perfect. So right now you are, let's see. So 426 CPO. Do you know how your bonus program works when you're over 20K? Has that been explained to you yet? Okay. So each month, so you technically make 35% commission. You're going to receive 30% up front and then 5% at the end of the month. So it'll combine. But there's a catch. If you don't sell at least, I think it's you have to sell at least there's a quota to get the bonus. It's like 4 grand or something. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Feeling all right? Or are you still under the weather? Sniffles. Okay. Here it is. So it says 6,000 for the month, or you don't make the extra five. When you get to 30K, you start making 40%, 10% bonus, 30 up front, and that's still 6,000. And so I mean it's 1,500 a week. It's pretty doable, and you're already good for this month, obviously. So it should be fine. The other thing to keep in mind, because of the bonus program, so with the base pay, once you're over 10K, base pay isn't really a thing anymore. It can be. What I say is that if you have a really rough week and I see that like you put in the work and you just got absolutely crushed, then I'm going to give you base pay. But you want to keep in mind that you want quality demos because you can get the base pay, but the reality is like if you do 5 demos, in order for you 22 times is that 110? 110 divided by 0.3, 370 bucks CPO. So if you did 5 demos and didn't sell a combined 370 CPO, that's really hard to do at someone's talent level to be at 20K. So the company pretty much removes base pay. but it's at my discretion so that if I feel like you did 5 demos and you talk to me and you're like, dude, I tried and like these people they were all qualified and I got totally wrecked, I'm gonna give you your base pay. But I've never had to submit base pay for someone unless they like usually it would be because they didn't try and they did like 2 demos, they didn't sell anything and whatever. Just keep that in mind. It shouldn't be even a thought because it's like so low of an amount. You know what I mean? Like you're worth way more than $22 per appointment. But keep that in mind. What else? So yeah, I mean your pay this week, I mean 426 CPO, you've done 4 appointments at 35%, 149 divided by 4, it's $37 per appointment, and you got 2 more tomorrow. So you should be rocking out every week. Questions about anything that we talked about so far? Um, Perfect. So the other thing is, can I take a look at your schedule, the halftime one? Vacay? I love that city. Okay. And then is it a day trip or are you coming back the next day? Okay. And so you have an 11:30 on Tuesday, and then you're driving, and then this is all blocked out for school, and you'll be in after to make some calls. And how do you feel about team nights? You like hanging out? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Um, do you feel like, well, what do you mean by that?
So sometimes it's nice, but
Hey, Jay.
it just happens to be very inconvenient and almost on Wednesday. It's almost like no.
But see, just because yeah, I think that something that's different about this company is that it's like we kind of do the opposite of what like the normal like corporate world and like most jobs is. Like most jobs, it's like you have like a fake, sometimes petty relationship with your coworkers, but you're not really their friends. You never really know who they are unless you've worked there for like years. Um, but relationships is like a huge cornerstone of like we find that um when people leave Vector, like even today, the craziest thing, the first ever trainee that I ever trained in my life at 19 years old when I didn't even know what I was doing, still like she sent me a screenshot of like her at a Cutco thing and she's like, "Hey Taylor, hope you're well." And it's like relationships carry a long term. So we're not trying to erase the boundary between personal, but yeah. Yeah. By the way, team nights, if there's a week where you're tired, it's not like we're gonna give you crap once in a while if you don't go to team night. And it's not a requirement of your job either. If you don't like going, then don't go. But we'd obviously like you there. All right. There's nothing really planned for the back end of the week. Thursday, I see a demo at 9:30. I want to set a contest with you. I set one with Janine, but I'm out of town. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. So between Monday and Friday, I wanted to set a contest. What sales number do you think would be a little bit of a challenge for you to hit, but doable? So we'll say 3K and I'll get you a knife out of the. Would you be excited about continuing to build your sample kit so that you have like this? You don't have any of the ultimate set pieces with that, or lunch, basically. A notebook for a just a note taking.
No. Like the one she told me to get, it's out on Amazon.
Okay.
I could get it for 20 on Amazon. It's
Yeah.
like 46
Okay.
for that note.
That's something that you're excited about? Okay. So we'll say 3K. I'll buy that for you. Um, and then I'll put that contest here. 3K CPO before Friday. Taylor buys at a glance and get ripped off 40 for 50. All right. Um, yeah, it is. That's how they make their money. Because it costs like $10, but they bump it to 20 to profit, and then Office Depot totally bags them. So let's look at like Thursday, you do not have any classes. Friday, you don't have any classes. Do you like not doing demos Saturday, Sunday?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just write no demo and I'll put it in here too. Tuesday, you don't need a coaching call. You can just debrief your appointment. And I'll write you off on that day. Brody's on calls, so when you call in, he'll give you a tip and you'll be done since you're driving to Savannah. Monday, again, no need for a coaching call because you're gonna debrief on that demo. Making notes for them. Wednesday, no need for a coaching call. I would say again, if you're doing multiple demos, like that'll be fun. How many do you think that you want to commit to? And you think that that'll be enough for you to hit your 3K?
Yeah.
One Tuesday and then 6 more there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for the week. Wait, what?
Mhm.
Wait.
The contest is for 3,000 CPO
Oh,
before
so
Friday.
It's Tuesday to, so the two don't count tomorrow.
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
I was just saying that. Do you think that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I wouldn't say losers, but keep in mind the 4 whatever you're at this week doesn't count towards the 3K. So it's like from here forward. I'll write a little note. 3K CPO. So no rip off. All right. 1 demo there, 3 there. Perfect. Can you do me a favor and in your Vector Impact app, can you look at under prospects? Click on from me and how many are there.
63, but a lot of these people I must have marked, like there's almost everyone on here is finally been talked to.
So
Or it just says like Spanish.
yeah. Try to go to phone now and hit the same filter. It might adjust properly then.
I see 25.
So usually that's pretty accurate. Like when you're scrolling through, those people haven't been booked, right?
Yeah, but some of them are like other.
How many legit non-duplicates do you think are there? Okay. So, and then with your Rex, it says you have 304 in the like total in like the referral area. And if you count 70 of them are already done or part of that. So it's really like probably around 250 referrals that you have that you haven't called. So we're gonna need to be teaching you referrals pretty soon here. After this week, when I get back, I'm probably gonna teach you referrals this like a week from today. So that way you have like an extra couple hundred. All I need from you is to make sure that you have page 8 and 9, like you want to have that memorized within the next week,
Biceps and comparison.
and asking them to buy it and which one they want. Yeah. Because that's when you see referrals, like those are usually the 3 pages that we need, 8, 9, 15, so that you're sustainable for the long run. And then you know about the newsletter or no? These things? So every time you hit over 1,000, you go on our company-wide newsletter. Well, technically it's over 750 in the fall and spring for full-time students, but every time that you're over that threshold and on the front page is over 2 or 3K, and it's where it's cool for your stock in the company. So your goal is like to always be on the newsletter. So like tomorrow, like it'd be really cool to sell like exactly to get you on that newsletter, but you only need like 275 to get on the newsletter because it's 750 and you're already at 436. So but those are really cool. And then when you have a big one, I'll probably go back and print out your big week and we put it on the wall and circle it. It's like a cool thing to shoot for. Everything looks good. Do you have any questions for me about this upcoming week or anything?
I'm good.
Maybe not so much as like the question, like is how, I feel like sometimes when I'm calling people,
Uh-huh.
even when I'm saying like, it's important that I get these in before a certain date.
Yeah.
Be like, that's just like a personal thing that they just like don't have to, like, because I have 2 already booked for next week, so like, I just don't have to. So is there like maybe something else to say, or is this, I'm just really just starting to roll into this?
So you give them the deadline, always 3 days away. I really have to do blank by Monday or whatever day, right? You're always saying that. And then do they try and go through a couple days and it still doesn't work, or are they right off the bat saying, I don't have time until next week? Which means that they do because they haven't even looked at it. They're just feeling busy. Or maybe they really are. But the only way to really find out, I would say something like, hey, I get it. And then it gives me an opportunity to build rapport a little bit and be like, what's going on? You know, like, is it like heavy work? And oh, what do you do for work? Just like a little mini report to kind of softening them up a little bit. And then what I'd say is, hey, like if we can't make it work until then, that's fine. But do you mind me asking, like, I'm willing to do anything between 8 a.m. and midnight to really hit this goal. So what specifically do you have going on Thursday? Like, are you working that day? And I usually will try and walk them through their schedule. And from that point, if you just have to feel it out. So the answer is try your best to walk them through their schedule, start and end times. Because really they have the time. They're just not wanting to give it to you because they're really busy. But if you're super sweet and schmooze them and walk them through their schedule, they might do. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I'd recommend is to set up withholding. So we have the ability to create a it's originally for tax savings. So because you're 1099, none of the taxes are. So one thing that we would recommend is we always recommend having a withholdings going for 2 reasons. One, you're good, already good with setting aside, just so you know, after write-offs, you'll probably be, I mean, between 5 and 10% usually after write-offs. So um, what I would say is 2 things. One, if you ever want to run an office with Cutco for paid internship, like to run the whole operation like the following summer, they require a withholdings account with us so that we have proof that they're good with their money because we can't take people's word and we're not going to ask them to print a bank statement. And if you start now, a year and some change later, that account will be stacked, even if it's only 10%. Second reason is just because it's automatic, bam, right there. It's not as important at this exact moment, but it'd be something to think about, and I'll follow up with you when I get back if you want to do it or not. Cool. All right. Oh, and then you made the friends list, but I had for like, yeah.
So I do have, they're like.
How long have you been going to college here?
second semester.
So usually if people don't have the numbers, they're usually not recommending their like real friends. They're trying to find people who they're more acquainted with more than their real friends. Cause like your real friends, you would have their number.
I'm still.
No, I can get this one girl's number. I really like her. And I really talked it up. I showed her the slide. She said she might be interested. Like, that could definitely work, but no, like, I'm gonna be truly honest. Like, I have no friend with this.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make any. I don't want to be sincere, but these are people that are very smart in my classes,
Yeah.
and I do talk to them.
Cool.
No, actually, I do have one of their numbers.
Cool. And yeah, whatever you can do, it's something that, I mean, again, not a part of your job necessarily, but we'd love to see it because we want more awesome people like you. Why don't you want to make friends just because, like, not right now,
No,
but what about, would you ever study with people?
well, I do. That's how these are my. It's like this one girl, Matt. Like we go right after my English class, and I talk to her. This English class just started, so I
Yeah.
think I could be more friends with her.
Okay.
But like other than that, last semester I only went to two in-person classes, and the one was a lecture. I'm talking it, so
Okay.
I only made friends in the one class. And I made one friend of that, have his number.
Yeah.
But,
What about your roommate?
he would never do this.
No?
No, he actually got an opportunity for a sales job. And he supposed to go in. And the first day that he was supposed to go in, he emailed and was like, I don't think I can do this.
Nervous?
I don't know.
Not social?
No, I don't know. He's just messed up. I don't really know how to put it with him, but just like he's very flaky. I don't think he would do very well with this because he doesn't take accountability for his life. I mean, I've asked him if he wanted to, of course, but he's like, no, yeah, so
Cool.
it's kind of like fries in the bag.
Put the fries in the bag. Hey, we need someone to hold the ball for the kicker. We need a kicker, quarterback. Everyone's got to play their role, right? All right. The only other thing I do is make sure to put in dollar signs, and then backup phone time. So like, because you don't have a lot of time in here to make calls to fill all those demos, and okay, got you. And then maybe on the drive. Maybe. Cool. For you, ma'am. And then once Monday, you're already filled up, so whenever you're ready to roll, you can roll. Since you're already completely I just did it verbally with you. So you're good. Yep, and then you're already booked up, so whenever you want to leave, leave. Or sit and shoot the stuff. Whatever works. And it was good seeing. It was amazing. Yeah, I paid $750 for a photo shoot. That was
What?
Yeah, I know.
Why?
Oh, there was 65 photos, but they walked us around the whole cruise ship in special areas and where the wind was perfect in her hair. And then we also got, it was 65 digital photos that were photoshopped very nicely, like eliminating people in the background and stuff. And then eliminating like the flash, well, like the big black thing that they carry around with the flash. And then we also got metal acrylic portraits that go on the wall, 4 of them. So definitely a rip off, but it's fine. The casino paid me out on that one, so I didn't have to pay for it.
They let you put on a 5-pay?
No, but when you put $25 on a roulette number and it hits that number, you make like $3,000. So it's like 36 to 1 payout. So 36 times 25, what is that? Hey Siri, what's 36 times 25? Oh, I must have hit it several times then. Anyway, that was cool. And then we did cave diving in Mexico. And the guy who it was in the old Mayan Inca territory. And then when we went, the guy was totally like their culture is nuts. So like not just Mexico, but like where they lived in Mexico, we were in the jungle. The guy has, and they're like, they live by old ancient Mayan rules. So he's like, he saw my glasses. He's like, hey, you know that natural honey from this tree, if you just squirt it in your eye, it'll make your blindness go away.
Oh.
And then like
Did you try?
no, I'm not crazy. And then they have this opinion that leprechauns guard the caves. So you have to speak to the gods of old Mayan, Inca, whatever, in order to pass through. So we had to say a Mayan prayer before we went through because he's like, the leprechaun will take your soul if you don't. And he doesn't believe in TV, doesn't know who Kelly Clarkson is, and has never been on the internet a day in his life. His TV is the moon, he says. He built a hammock 100 feet up in the sky, and that's his moon, or that's his TV. And then he told us about his dog getting like crushed. There's jaguars and pumas. So he's like, yeah, my dog just got eaten last week. And we were all like, we're so sorry. He's like, it's part of life, man. This is my 8th dog. I was like, he's like, it's the circle of life. So they just when things die, they're just like, oh well, no big deal. It's part of life. They have no attachment. When humans die, no, they don't have any attachment to it. It's the craziest thing. But it was awesome. And then we also did Nassau. That was cool. And I had a steak the size of my head. Marbled Wagyu ribeye. A5.
You know how much money do you think you spent total on it?
I know how much because you pay one price and then that's it. So it's $1,500 for both of us for 5 days. Oh, it's a slime deal. But that was because they gave us a free cruise and then I upgraded to a suite. And that's why it would have cost like $100, but then I paid the extra. And the suite was crazy. Our balcony was overlooking the back of the ship. Probably the best balcony I've ever had. Because there's no one next to you. It's just you and the balconies from like that door to the wall. So you could literally like, I was thinking, I'm like, man, if I worked for a remote work, I could just get free cruises and just never leave. Just pay for Wi-Fi and turn on the Zoom. You could do that with your auditing thing. You could literally just go cruise to cruise because as long as you like go to the casino, they'll keep giving you free cruises. And like my buddy, he just puts $50 in his slot machine and he wins a free cruise off that every time. And the worst that happens is you lose $50. Depends. Like sometimes you could put 20 down and like they'll give it to you. It's like they look at how much you're making, winning, and then they look how much you're losing, and then they look at your average wager per hour. They also look at how much you spent on the cruise fare, your age range, and how and your ethnicity. As crazy as that sounds, there's like a lot of things into it. But yeah, successful cruise. Got another one coming on the 27th.
No, I don't know, like water person. So like I don't know that being on water would be the most exciting thing ever. I just also don't like traveling. So
Oh, you'll like traveling.
it's not very fun.
You're gonna learn to love traveling when you get treated like a queen.
I think traveling has such a bad like set of memories with it.
I hate like sightseeing. Like that's
Wait for your first $10,000 dinner, and then we'll see if you still hate it. Like when you ask like how much you're like when you're eating and you like look at the menu afterwards and saw how much that the plate costs, you'll be like, what?
I think that would make me not like them.
You don't pay for it.
I know.
I remember like I took a French fry and dipped it in caviar, like in Vegas. And I asked later, I went and looked how much their caviar tin, like a tin this big, and it was like $3,000 for a tin of caviar. I was just sitting there scooping a French fry, eating it.
was back there having a heart attack.
Yeah, it's crazy. We just show up there. We'll blow through like 100 of those tins because it's a giant group. everyone, like all the servers are carrying around. They'll do anything you ask too. Like they wear these Delilah pins. There's like a D, like a lapel pin. And like you'd be like, hey, I want your pin. Can I have it? And they'll give it to you. Spend enough money with a restaurant, they'll pretty much do
How
anything.
much do you think the company spent on eBay?
Well, I know that the 3 dinners they do are about 30 grand each. And then the room, there's usually 50 people at P Banquet, and the room rate is 500 per night per person. And then they give every person $1,000 to show up. So that's already like $250,000. Probably 500.
Nice.
Oh, never mind. More than that. Then they buy everyone spa or golf rounds. So we get a whole day in the spa. That's like 1,000 per person. Or golf. That's 500 per person.
Or golf does go well.
It's one or the other. You have to choose spa or golf. And then the flights there are usually 500 to 1,000 per person.
I recommend that.
And they pick you up in a limo, so that's probably a lot too.
Look like how like a reminder, a quarter off of earlier.
They spent a lot of money.